I mean, this is a question that I think I've been asking myself for a really, really long time. And I think I'm getting slightly closer to the truth. And every time I ask this question to somebody who's been on the same path, it just opens up something else for me. What is the purpose of life?
I love this question because I like to reframe it
Yeah.
every time somebody asks me. So, you said purpose in life. There are two aspects to it, right? So, life is given to a moth as well, right? 48 hours, whatever number of hours. You ask a moth, what is the purpose of your life? Say, I want to die for this light.
Okay.
A moth will always roam around the light the whole night, right? And then the next morning, it will be dead on the floor. What's the purpose of life? To chase that. Of life is to chase that light.
Correct.
You ask the same question from a lion. I want to be the king. Certain area should be mine. All the females in this area should be mine. I want to kill, eat, reproduce, and be the boss. Is there any other purpose a lion will tell you? No. But a lion has a life.
Right.
Right? Now you give this life to someone, a human being who is struggling to survive and is very poor, right? Can't earn bread properly for the family. You ask that person, okay, now that you're human, you've given this life, what is your purpose? I would say, I really want to earn bread for my family. Now you move on to another human being who has bread, who has shelter. They would say, if they are more rooted towards the materialistic growth, they would say, I want a big house, I want this and that, right? And then you ask someone who has everything but is still not happy, and that person has realized, I'm not happy. You ask that person, what is the purpose of life? They say, now I want to quit everything.
Yes.
Now I have it. Now that I have it, and I know that none of this gives me happiness, I want to quit it and I want to seek the true happiness.
Right.
So understand, I would reframe this question, what is the purpose of consciousness that is being gifted to human beings? Because an animal will never grow from that.
Okay.
A moth will never grow from that. But a human is the only species that has been given this consciousness. And the only purpose I feel is to keep evolving this consciousness, to reach the highest of this consciousness and realizing the truth of life.
Right.
Right? Now, in that journey, you will definitely have to go through the purusharths. We say dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You have to hold on to these pillars, right? You also have to do your duties. You have to go through the ashrams that are designed for humans. All of that you have to go through and still seek to evolve. Then how do I reach the higher consciousness? That is the goal of human being. Once your food needs are taken care of, okay, how do I evolve more? Once this is taken care of, this ashram is taken care of, how do I evolve more? Now, most of the humans get stuck till this point where we think of reproducing, gaining material happiness, temporary happiness, gaining fame or popularity or, whatever. And very few people are trying to evolve. That's why I always feel there might be millions and trillions of humans taking birth, but only few reaching that funnel. And that's why probably God is continuously giving more births, because God wants maximum of us to really realize the true purpose of consciousness is to reach as high as possible and understand the reality of God.
So the longing that we all have is the longing to go back to the source. And we misunderstand that and run behind the material things to only be disappointed that these material things will never give me what that is. And the only reason we even know what that feels like to be in the source is because we've been there. Okay. Why are we stuck in this illusion of Maya?
This is how it is. That's the play. You know what is Maya? It's a play of God. The God is sitting back and relaxing and enjoying all of these humans go through this, But at the same time, God has also opened up so many windows for humans to realize that this is Maya, and those who realize come to the path of sadhana.
Okay.
They come to the path of sadhana. Let's say I would say this is your plan. Okay, let's say this is your plan. Okay, but this is God's plan. At every curve, God's plan is coinciding.
You have an opportunity. Yeah.
You have. What are these curves? Hardships, pain, realization, disheartenment, sorrows, all of those feeling of discomforts, extreme discomfort. That's the point where the God's plan is coinciding.
Okay.
And also the door is open.
Okay.
What do? We say, no, we won't. We are so afraid. We
Go
take
back,
this.
yeah.
And then again, we go back there. God says, oh, there's an opportunity. We go back here. There's an opportunity. We go. So you keep doing this, but the ones who understand that, oh no, this is where I evolve. This is the time. The funny part is you don't realize this is the time.
Yeah.
You just trust the God. Now that's where comes the surrender.
Right.
You said, no, there might be God has something for me. I'm getting this intuition.
Yes.
I'm getting this intuition you gets here.
Okay.
Right? Where his plan is coinciding with you. And that's where you don't then run away. You come on this path.
Okay.
And then you follow the God's plan. And that's what we call purpose of your birth.
Okay.
That's what we call purpose of your birth. This is the point where you will find why you were born, what was your role, and then you start following that purpose. That's when popularity, fame, growth, manifestations, all of that comes true.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the same time, God also plays with you a little bit of Maya, gives you ahankar.
Okay.
That's going to be there.
Right.
So God gives you ahankar. Okay, now that you've come to this path, very good. But I'm not going to make it easy.
Right.
So ahankar is the door that takes you back.
Right. So the ultimate purpose for all of us is to reach nirvana, right? To understand that who we are and the cosmos is one and the same. My question is, when the soul incarnated here, what was the need for it to forget what lessons it wanted to learn?
So I'll tell you, that's what Maya does, right? Maya's, there is this Adhyaya 31 in Bhagavad Gita that talks about where a child's journey in the womb, right? And very beautifully, Shri Krishna talks about how that child is stuck, between the intestines of the mother and feeling the pain and thinking of God and remembering Him and telling Him, thinking of all the past births and realizing that as soon as I get out of, please take me out, I'm in so much pain. As soon as I get out of it, God, I will look forward to walking this path again where, I unite with you and I will do my karma and everything. But as soon as the child comes out of that discomfort into the comfort of the mother's arm and this world, the Maya strikes him or her and then everything is forgotten. That's exactly what happens in our life. In the moment when we are going through a lot of pain, we remember God and say, no, I'm trying to understand you. Please help me. I'm stuck. Okay, God comes and helps you. But after some time, you forget that and you're back to zero again, right? That's exactly that's the play of Maya, right? It just prevents you from understanding the reality. So Maya is delusion. In Bhagavad Gita, there's also an example of inverted tree. As one of the very, very finest example. So in the God's worlds, in humans' world, what we see is everything is inverted, right? So for us, tree is the trunk down, roots down, and the branches and the crown up. In the divine's world, in the subtle world, transcendental world, it's reverse. The roots are upward, and the trunk is facing downward, and the hanging fruits that are there are the little trees are like different human beings' desires and all that, and the fruits are the fruits that we always seek. Right? So that's an example. So that they have used that example to show the Maya, like everything Maya is illusion. So what we think is the truth is not the truth. That's what it means. And the one who is in a strong swadhyay, like always constantly contemplating on one's thoughts, one's reactions, one's actions, one's, fluctuations that are coming to the mind, they realize that no, this is not me. This is not me. This is the situation trying to play with me. This is my samskaras trying to play with me. So an aware human being, or at least someone who's on the path of awareness and follows the practice of Swadhyaya or Swadhyan, they start to see the situations like that.
Okay.
They start to see everything differently. So they start to get a glimpse of what we call the real world.